I just want to celebrate another game we're winning. Sens win 4-3 in overtime over the Nashville Predators. Half a win means half a song. Crisis averted. Man, oh man, that was a lot closer than it should have been. As always though, let's kick things off with lineup changes. Mark Borowiecki returned to the lineup after missing the last 9 games with a broken hand. And to make room on the roster for Boro, the Sens placed Max McCormick on waivers on Sunday. McCormick passed waivers on Monday and was reassigned to the Belleville Senators. The Sens also scratched Nick Paul as they went back to 11-7. Boro replaced Paul and Andy got the start and goal after being given a rare night off on Saturday. And after jumping out to an early lead against the Preds last week, the Sens do it again last night. It took more than 30 seconds, but the Sens got a power play less than a minute and a half in, and they made sure to take advantage. Guess who? Mad Max! I haven't been able to do that very often lately, as the goal was Lajoie's first in 9 games. The point was also Lajoie's first in his last 6 games. Drake Batherson also collected a point on the play as the pair snapped lengthy pointless streaks. Speaking of snapping streaks, the Sens do it again a few minutes later. Colin White falls down and sends a pass to Tkachuk. Tkachuk one-touches a pass to Stone, who's left wide open in front of the Preds net. He tries to deke out Rinne and tuck it in, but when he does, he loses the puck. Fortunately for Sens fans and for the Sens, the puck lands on the stick of Brady Tkachuk. He easily bangs it in the empty net, and the Sens lead is 2-0. The goal is Tkachuk's first in his last 10 games, and is just his second point over the same span. I love the reaction of the pair, too. Stone is genuinely happy for Tkachuk on the goal. You can see Stone patting Tkachuk's shoulder as if to say, "You got her, the goalless streak is over, there you go." And Tkachuk's just like, "I finally did it! I scored again!" With that goal still being announced, Cody Ceci breaks in, but can't beat the post. Fortunately for the Sens, they would beat it before the end of the period. With time winding down, Mikhail Bodker's shot is stopped. He snaps the puck into the air Matt Duchene style, and the Sens have a 3-0 lead. Not so fast. Bodker is ruled to have high-sticked the puck into the net, and the goal doesn't count. I can live with that. They got the call right. But with time winding down, the Sens would beat the post, and they wouldn't use a high stick. Stone hits Dzingel streaking through the middle, he gets a step on Josi, and roofs a shot over Rinne. Dzingel was questionable to play, after being shoved into the boards and injured by Zach Smith during practice earlier in the morning. I guess he's good to go, and it's a good thing too. And just as we were about to hit the intermission, the Sens make it 3-0. Man alive, a post, 3 goals, and a disallowed goal? What a first period, and what a bounce back after Saturday night. And if you thought the first period was full of action, the second period was no slouch itself. The first action came before the puck was even dropped to start period 2. The Preds pull Pekka Rinne at the conclusion of the first period, and in to take his place is Juuse Saros. Rinne's pulling officially ended a 7-game unbeaten run against the Sens, too. Ekholm bails out Saros a few minutes into the second period and completely robs Colin White on an empty net, and that missed opportunity would come back to bite the Sens. Just a few minutes later, the Preds go to the power play and make the Sens pay. Ellis's shot is stopped, Josi picks up the rebound, fires it into the empty net, and just like that, it's 3-1 Sens. Anderson makes a big-time stop on Colton Sissons a few minutes later, and it seems to give the Sens some energy. Something else that seemed to motivate the Sens was an interesting exchange between a current Sen and a former one. Bobby Ryan steals the puck off Kyle Turris, who responds by whacking Ryan on the hands. Ryan, knowing his own injury history and knowing Turris is well aware of it, he retaliates. Turris, of course, whacks back, and the next thing you know, both guys are fighting. The bad blood continues into the penalty box, where both can be seen having a conversation. Ryan doesn't appear too impressed, and at one point can be seen twirling his finger as if to say, "Alright buddy, you've been talking long enough, wrap it up." It was an interesting sequence, and could have provided a small glimpse into the Sens locker room woes from last season. Ryan refused to talk to the media after the game, and Turris refused to answer questions about it, further throwing gas onto the fire. Ryan did try to throw some cold water on the situation today, but the images, they were pretty damning. Maybe there was nothing there, but it certainly didn't seem like nothing. And a few minutes later, the Sens use the Ryan fight as a momentum builder. Stone throws a backhander on goal, it gets through everyone including Saros, and it's 4-1 Sens. Not so fast. Another high stick, another overturned goal, and the Sens continue to lead 3-1. And much like the first one, there isn't really any reason to complain on this one. They got it right 100%. That one was even easier than the first one. Then we get some good news and some bad news. And no, I'm not referring to the second last segment of the video. The bad news was the Sens weren't able to maintain momentum after the no goal call. The good news was Andy was there to bail them out. Colton Sissons has an unbelievable chance on the side door, but Andy comes flying out of nowhere and knocks it away. Sissons picks up the rebound, circles behind the goal, and Borowiecki and Bodker clear the rebound, maintaining a 3-1 Sens lead. We head to the third, with the Sens still in front, 3-1. But the Sens literally take a penalty at the very beginning of the third period, and the Preds make them pay. Craig Smith wrists one by Andy, and all of a sudden, it's just 3-2 Sens. The Sens are gonna blow this game! And sure enough, less than 7 minutes into the period, the Preds score again. Yossi throws a shot on goal, Dzingel tries to whack it out of the air, smacks it off the post and into his own goal, and just like that, we're tied at 3. Here we go again. A 2-1 third period lead against the Habs. Give up 4 unanswered goals and lose 5-2. So then you follow that up by building a 3-0 lead, taking a 3-1 lead into the third period, and not even 7 minutes in, yeah, you've given that away and now we're tied at 3. Well done. Just well done. Mercifully, the Sens hang on, and we get to overtime, still tied at 3. Even better than that, overtime doesn't last long before the Sens pull a Vince Carter and tell the world that it's over. Dzingel forces a turnover at the Sens line. Chabot picks up the rebound, drives wide, and makes Ryan Johansson look absolutely ridiculous doing it. He gives a quick look to Tierney, sees some room on the short side, fires a shot off the post and short side on Saros, and just like that, the Sens win 4-3 in overtime! And just in case anyone wasn't sure, Chabot made sure to say, it's over with that celly. Some people may not like that. I loved it. That's some serious swagger from the youngster. You can definitely tell he's feeling good about his game right now. And why shouldn't he? As always though, let's get into good news, bad news. The Sens went toe-to-toe with one of the NHL's best, and that is good news. Was it a perfect effort? No, but it was good enough. Oftentimes, you hear the expression, you can't win a hockey game in the first period, but you can lose it. While the Sens didn't win the game in the first, they made sure to do enough damage to the Preds that they lost it in the first. Sure, they came back and got themselves a point, but the hole was too big and they cost themselves a second one. The Sens have themselves to thank for that, thanks to that first period. The Preds also came into the contest as the Western Conference's third best team, just a point back of Calgary and Winnipeg for the conference lead. The Preds were also a perfect 10-0 against the Eastern Conference this season. The Sens said, I don't care how good you are against our conference, and I don't care about how good you are overall. If you want to beat us, you're going to have to earn it. We are not going down without a fight. And that was the good news. Of course, the bad news was that they blew another lead. Like I said earlier, this is the second straight game that the Sens have completely blown it in the third period. Yeah, the Sens hung on to win, but this has been a concern all season long, and particularly over the last 2 games. Anytime you can build a 3-0 lead after the first period, you should be able to just cruise your way home from there. The Sens couldn't cruise because apparently their car was built with defective parts. Just when you thought they'd have the game in cruise, the car would stall out and they'd have to try to get it going again. Like I said, yes, they hung on, and yes, they got the win, but they darn near blew it again, and that is bad news. Next up, the Sens head out on the road for a Friday evening contest with the New Jersey Devils. The game will be the second of the season between the two teams, after the Sens won 7-3 on home ice on November 6th. Mark Stone finished the night with 2 goals and 3 assists, while Colin White chipped in with 2 goals of his own, as the Sens turned a 2-0 Devils lead into a 6-2 Sens lead thanks to 6 unanswered goals. This game, it will come in New Jersey though, where the Devils have been terrific on home ice this season, posting a record of 8-2-4. The contest will also be New Jersey's 3rd game in 4 nights, so the Sens will have a serious energy advantage. Make use of that, and please, for Pete's sake, do not be the team that ends Corey Schneider's winless streak. See ya Friday night.